5 simple morning habits that have completely changed my life. These aren't complicated routines or any expensive products, just small, consistent practices that are gonna make a world of a difference to your energy, productivity, and overall well-being. So if you're someone who struggles with morning motivation or feels like you're always starting your day on the wrong foot, then this video is for you. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Kayo. I'm a certified nutritionist and health coach. And on this channel, we're talking everything from mental to physical health and how to optimize our life and health to become the best version of ourselves. So if that sounds interesting to you, then please follow along and subscribe to this channel. And otherwise, let's get started. The first habit that's been absolutely life-changing for me has been to avoid my phone for the first 60 minutes after waking up. So I literally don't even check my phone for anything except for maybe a quick glance at the time, and then it goes straight back down. And after that, it will stay in airplane mode for at least an hour until I'm ready for like all the notifications and just checking what's going on. So as an example, on a weekday, I would typically wake up at 6:30 and then get out of bed at 7, but wouldn't actually use my phone until at least 7:30 or 8. I sometimes even go all the way till 9 a.m. until I start work. The reason why this habit has been absolutely transforming my mornings is because what's happening in your brain when you do check your phone too soon. Because what happens is that when you're waking up, your brain is slowly transitioning from delta all the way to beta waves, but you want that transition to happen naturally, and you don't want to shock it into high gamma waves right away with all that stress and stimulation coming from your phone. When you do immediately jump into emails or social media or the news, your cortisol instantly spikes and you're starting your day from a place of overwhelm. Instead, if you take it easy and just ease into your day by keeping your phone away, you're just going to feel much more relaxed and balanced to start your day and tackle whatever challenge is coming up without that heightened baseline of stress, overwhelm, and anxiety. The second habit is also super easy, which is just drinking water as soon as you get up. I typically do it right after I did my oil pulling because I don't want to swallow all that bacteria that has accumulated over the night, but doing it within that first like 15 minutes, and then I also take my probiotics at this time, really gets your body to reboost and just get everything started from your digestion to your energy levels all the way to your mental clarity. And I'm sure we've all heard about we should be drinking more water and we should be hydrating ourselves and everything, but especially in the morning, it is so important. Just imagine yourself like you are not drinking any water for the amount of time that you're sleeping. So for about 7 to 9 hours, your body has not gotten any sort of liquid. And so you probably notice that when you go to the toilet in the morning, your pee is much darker, which is a clear sign of dehydration. So just make sure that you drink some water as soon as you get up. Plus, it will also 100% prevent headaches later on in the day. And then since I do take probiotics in the morning as well, I always do it on an empty stomach. That way I know that my digestive tract is kind of just lined with some good bacteria first thing in the morning. And then I also leave some time between the probiotics and some breakfast just to allow that time to really line that stomach. And the more you do it, the more automatic this habit becomes. Like with any habit, literally the second I enter the kitchen, I just instantly grab a glass, some filtered water, and take my probiotics. It takes less than a minute, but you just have to program your body so that it comes naturally. The third habit I already just briefly mentioned, which is oil pulling and tongue scraping, which I could not live without anymore. In fact, right now I'm actually not at home and I did forget my tongue scraper, and I do not know how that could have happened. I always pack it. So I have my oils for the oil pulling, but I don't have my tongue scraper. And I swear to God, once you started, you cannot live with that feeling of not scraping your tongue and not doing the oil pulling. So that's on me, but I will probably just have to buy a new one. But basically, what is oil pulling? Why is it good for you? At first, I was kind of skeptical myself when my mum told me I should do it and recommended it, because I was like, it is probably just disgusting to have oil in your mouth the first thing when you wake up. And then I tried quite a few oils and I just didn't like the taste of them, and I was like, oh, I don't want this in my mouth, and it just didn't feel nice. But now that I have found an oil that I absolutely love because it's very mild, it's very neutral in taste, it really doesn't taste of anything. The one I'm currently using has this ever so slightly kind of cucumber taste, which is rather refreshing in the morning, but very slight. You really don't taste anything. And now that I've gotten used to the feeling afterwards, where my mouth is just extremely clean and just fresh and smooth, and yeah, it's become a non-negotiable. What you do, you just take like a spoonful. I usually take the cap of the oil and just fill it up and then put it in my mouth and then swish it around for like 5 to 10 minutes. People say you should go up to 20 minutes. Never done that. I personally don't have the patience or the time for it. So the longer you can do it, the better. I usually do it 5 to 10 minutes. And after that, you will feel incredibly clean, feels very smooth, hydrated and fresh. And it also gets rid of all that dryness from sleeping and maybe breathing with your mouth open. Obviously your throat and your mouth get kind of dry. All of that will be gone. I almost want to say that I put down not getting ill anymore, or not as frequently anyways, to one factor being the oil pulling, because it does get rid of all the bacteria and kind of the dryness from the night. In that way, it's not really lingering and you just flush it out. One thing I do want to add though is please spit it out in a bin and not the sink, because it's just going to get clogged up. And some proof that oil pulling is absolutely game changing. I just had my dentist appointment yesterday, and usually I would just go for a normal checkup maybe every 6 to 12 months, but I've never had a professional teeth cleaning. And so I wanted to try it out, and she looked at my teeth and was like, she was shocked at how clean my teeth were and the lack of built up or plaque on there, despite not ever going to professional teeth cleaning. And so she asked, like, how do you brush your teeth and all that? I don't really floss my teeth. I know you should be doing it. I should be better at it. I just don't really do it. I rarely ever use that tiny little brush that can go in between the teeth. But other than that, I said, all I do is oil pulling and obviously brushing my teeth. But that's something I religiously do. And she's like, yeah, that explains it. Your teeth are in very good shape. And so take it from that. Oil pulling is so good for your gum health, for your teeth health, for hygiene, everything. Habit number 4 is tidying or cleaning one thing in the morning in my space, whether that is the bedroom, whether that is the kitchen. I just choose a spot and then start cleaning and tidying for 5 to 10 minutes. That is it. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be elaborate. It could be as simple as organizing your desk or making sure that you put the dishes away. But this small action is absolutely crucial for this mental transition, especially for someone like me who works from home, because you want to trigger that brain shift from this slow morning mode into productivity, let's get some work done mode. And so I feel like back in the day when I had an office job or would go to university, you had that commute as that mental shift. But working from home means you have to create those transitions yourself. And to me personally, cleaning that one spot is a game changer because it gets me into that productivity mode. Plus, it obviously also helps a lot with that clean space, clean mind concept. So it's not just good for your productivity, but also your anxiety levels and just your overall well-being and calmness and balance. And then my final habit is making sure that I get some fresh air as well as some sunlight exposure before 10 a.m. In an ideal world, you would want to do this within an hour of waking up. But since I wake up between 6:30 and 7 usually, it's not bright enough at 7:30. Plus, there are just other things within my morning routine that I want to prioritize and do before I step outside. Because again, stepping outside and getting that sunlight is a nice cut off for me to be like, this was my morning routine. Now I've got some fresh air, I had some sunlight, I'm feeling great. Now I can proceed to sit at the desk and do some work. But the key here is that you do want to do it before 10 a.m. So sometimes even when I have my first call at, let's say, 9 a.m., I make sure that as soon as that call finishes, I still go outside because I want to hit that 10 a.m. mark. The reason why this is so important is because it resets your melatonin production. Melatonin is at its lowest in the morning and then it steadily increases throughout the day and then peaks at night. That's when you're getting sleepy, ideally when you're going to bed. And then this cycle goes on and on with every single day. But getting that morning sunlight exposure is almost like hitting that reset button on that whole cycle. So you want to make sure that you get it before 10 a.m. because that then resets it. And then by the time it peaks, it's around 10 p.m. And then that's kind of the perfect cycle you want to be in so that you can go to sleep early and then wake up rested and relaxed. And if you delay this too long, your entire rhythm just gets pushed back. And so by the time the evening arrives, your melatonin hasn't peaked yet. And then obviously you don't feel tired or sleepy, ready to go to bed. So you may have noticed on days where you're just laying inside on the couch, you have trouble falling asleep. Whereas if you spend the whole day moving around and at the beach, for example, getting all the sunlight, you feel absolutely exhausted, but kind of in a good way. You're just ready to hit the mattress and pass out. So getting that morning sunlight before 10 a.m. ensures that by 9 p.m. or 10 p.m., my body is naturally winding down and ready to go to sleep. And these were my 5 habits that are so simple, but if you do implement them, they're going to be an absolute game changer. They've completely transformed my days and my mornings and really significantly improved my productivity, energy levels, mental health, and just overall well-being. And if you have any non-negotiable morning habits, please leave them in the comments. comments. I would love to know what you're doing for your physical, mental, and emotional health that you cannot live without. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more wellness and productivity content. And if you want to know exactly how I transformed my life in 6 months, then you should check out this video next, where I give you the exact blueprint, step-by-step plan, plus a printable workbook, so you can follow along with me. And other than that, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you over there. Bye.